The happy life is thought to be one of excellence. Now, an excellent life requires exertion and does not consist in amusement. If eudaimonia or happiness is activity in accordance with excellence, it is reasonable that it should be in accordance with the highest excellence, and this will be that of the best thing in us. Aristotle, Nicomachean Ethics. I don't know if that's how you say it, but today I'm going to introduce you to eudaimonia, and I'm sure you've noticed that progress and pleasure are mostly not compatible in life. If you want to get six-pack abs, you have to give up the cakes, my bro. If you want to get a girlfriend and experience true love, you have to give up instant sexual gratification, whether it's in the form of porn or just real life sex. If you want to, I don't know, progress in a career and make some money, you have to give up maybe going out. You have to give up spending money unnecessarily. You have to give up a lot of things. So in most things in life, progress, actually getting the good results, and pleasure, the feeling of pleasure in the immediate moment, are completely incompatible. They don't work together. So usually what makes you happy in the present moment, what gives you the most pleasure, that usually kind of ruins your progress. Now, this video is a part of a series on self-transcendence, which is all about becoming disciplined by overcoming yourself. This is the second episode, and I'll teach you right here on this channel how to do this. Now, let me first speak about my life and my experience with hedonia versus eudaimonia. So these are two opposites. So first, I was hedonic. Like most people, I would guide myself by the principle of pain or pleasure. So in my daily life, whatever I felt, if it gave me pleasure, I did more of it, and if it gave me pain, I avoided it. And this is how I lived my life in my teenagehood. And this resulted in me playing a lot of games and doing all that, scrolling and watching porn as well, which are kind of normal things for most teenagers, right? Most teenagers live like this. And that was my hedonic life. But eventually, for some reason, I became depressed. I just became fundamentally unhappy with the lack of progress I exhibited in my life. My ambition started to flourish. I started wanting more out of life than sit in my room and play video games. And that's when, over the course of a few years, I switched from being hedonic and chasing pleasure to being eudaimonic and chasing progress all the time. So every day I would do the self-improvement habits. I completely switched. I quit video games, I quit everything, and I started being eudaimonic. I started being disciplined every single day. And I was making progress. I did start making progress. I got ripped. I did all this stuff. I did make progress, but the problem became that I was still unhappy. I was still unhappy because every day I would wake up and I'd be like, another day. I have to do this shit. I was tired, and often I would also fail my discipline because of this. So fundamentally, I still remained unhappy. I was unhappy if I wasn't making progress and I was just doing the pleasures, but I also wasn't happy if I was making progress because discipline felt so tough. And I felt like life was hell. I would forever be unhappy. Either I have to sacrifice my progress or I have to sacrifice the pleasures. And this made me feel terrible. So I decided to come up with a solution to this problem. Surely I could be happy somehow. Surely I could do something about this. So my first solution was, give up the ambition. Give up the progress. Just resign to a life of mediocrity and accept working a normal job and accept just being mediocre. Most people accept it anyway. Why can't you accept that? Why can't you accept that you never amount to anything? So this was my first solution. Just live like a normal person, indulge the pleasures I wanted to, and just become average. Do the bare minimum. Now, this solution made me miserable. I never tried it. Just imagining it became a nightmare for me. There was no way I could actually give up my ambition. There was no way I could resign to a mediocre life. I knew that was a disaster that was a recipe for disaster with my brain. So I knew that I could never be mediocre, or I could never be resigned to being mediocre anyway. So I had to come up with another solution. And the other solution was, what if I could find a way to be happy with the progress? So what if I could find a way to finally feel some happiness while making progress? So not to feel like it's a chore, not to feel like discipline is super hard, not to feel like this every day, but instead just to feel happiness in the progress, just to feel happy, just like I'm having a pleasure, but the pleasure is the progress itself. What if I could do that? And that's when I learned of eudaimonia. Now, I didn't learn of it eventually. I learned of it eventually, actually, but I didn't learn of it immediately. I just did it on accident, I guess. And then I realized that I'm not a genius and somebody has already came up with this 5,000 years ago. Whatever. Okay, I did this on accident, but here's what I did. Eudaimonia. This is what eudaimonia is. And it's basically by Aristotle. It's basically the theory that everything has a purpose, including you, and happiness for you would be found in pursuing that purpose. You don't need any pleasures, you don't need anything else. So that's eudaimonia. So if you fulfill your purpose in life as a man, you'll find happiness and fulfillment in that. And fulfillment means that you work on it every day, that you're disciplined every single day. And this is eudaimonia, according to Aristotle. Now, this is what I'm living right now. Every day, I'm waking up, I'm being disciplined, and I'm making progress with my life, with whatever areas and productive tasks I want to do. And I feel happy. I feel happy doing this. I have achieved happiness, and in 1 second, I'll teach you in 3 steps how to do this. Now, this is a requisite for discipline. So maybe you're here because of the last episode. Maybe you're on my channel because you want to learn how to be disciplined. Eudaimonic thinking is 100% a requisite for discipline. As long as you find value in the pleasures, as long as you seek the pleasures, as long as you don't have happiness with progress, you'll never actually be disciplined with the progress, because it will always feel like a chore. You're always forcing yourself. If you want to be disciplined, you need to not force it. It needs to genuinely make you happy to be disciplined. And this is what eudaimonia is. If you don't learn eudaimonia, your discipline will always be short-lived. You always do just a few days and then you'll fail because you are fundamentally unhappy and you're forcing yourself to be disciplined. You have to fundamentally be happy with being disciplined. So this is what I want to teach. The way you can achieve eudaimonia is in 3 steps, and these are very simple. So the first step is to have a purpose. Now, your purpose in life is a complicated thing to find, and it does not happen immediately, but you can definitely set a goal right now. So you can definitely right now have a goal, and you probably, let's be honest, already have a goal, but make it clear, write it on paper, just have that goal sitting somewhere where you can see it. What do you want to achieve in the next few months? What is your current main goal? What right now drives you and gives you purpose as a man? This is the goal which gives you meaning. And it depends on your circumstances, it depends on what you want, but you have to set such a goal. My current goal is to get 100 members in my Skool community. Link in the description. That's my current goal. And this is the goal that drives me every day. It's the goal according to which I make my decisions. I don't make my decisions according to pain and pleasure anymore. I make them according to that goal. And that's the first step. Now, once you've given yourself some type of purpose, next is to accept pain and pleasure as equal. So this is the second step. You need to accept pain and pleasure as equal experiences of life, because they are. Right now, what you're thinking is, what gives me pleasure, you put here, and what gives me pain, you put here. So you're trying to run from the pain in life, and you're trying to bring as much pleasure in as possible. And this is natural. This is what our animal brains tell us to do. This is what we're literally programmed in our brains to do. But as humans, we're smarter. We have consciousness. We can escape from this rat race of pain and pleasure. And the way you escape is by accepting pain and pleasure as equal experiences in life. Because obviously they are. There's no pleasure without the pain. You only feel pleasure because you can feel pain. If you take away from your brain the ability to feel pain, you also won't feel pleasure in life. So why don't you accept pain and pleasure as equally valuable? And I can show you with an example. So 2 days ago, I fucked my leg up. So I went out to play football, which I hadn't done in a long time, and I fucked my leg up. I stepped wrongly, I broke a bone here, and I maybe tore my meniscus. I don't fucking know. I hope not, but I might have to go to surgery, and this is really painful, you know? I struggle to walk, I won't be able to work out. This is a really bad thing that happened in my life. This thing gave me a lot of pain, this injury. And this is a test for me, right? So today I sat down, you know, I'm very upset by this injury because I kind of needed my leg, but now I won't be able to be using it too much, and I'll lose a lot of fitness progress, and it's just very annoying, right, to have this injury. Today was a test, so this injury is a test. I sat down today and I asked myself if I could change my life such that I just don't have the injury. So my life is absolutely the same in every area, but I just don't have this injury. Would I do it? And the answer I gave myself sincerely was no. If I could literally just remove the injury, I wouldn't do it. The reason I said no is because I have internalized this mentality in my head that pain and pleasure are equal. I don't want to remove the pain anymore. I just want to live life. Pain and pleasure. I don't run from the pain anymore. And this is a test to test my resolve of this mentality, and I think I've passed. I appreciate my injury, and I appreciate what has happened. I value the pain equally to any pleasure that I could have gotten in that period. So this is the second crucial step towards eudaimonia. You have to value the pain and the pleasure absolutely equally. And when you do this, you stop running from your work, you stop being undisciplined, you stop doing all this bullshit just to run from pain. You accept it, you sit down, you tell yourself, okay, I have to study right now, this is painful, but you accept it and you move on with it and you're happy with it. So now let's talk about the third step. So you found purpose to your life. Now you're accepting the pain and pleasure as equal on that purpose. You're accepting them as equal experiences that are part of your purpose path. Now the third step is to be genuinely grateful for the present in your life. And this step is crucial. This is how I became happy with discipline. Before, I was never disciplined before this step. Before what I'm about to tell you, I was never disciplined because I just didn't like being disciplined. It was always a struggle. It felt difficult. It felt disgusting. Even though I was making progress when I was disciplined, I just couldn't sustain it because it felt so difficult. Well, this is what changed everything. It's gratitude for the present, the ability, the capability to genuinely appreciate your present life. And the reason this is important is because if you appreciate your present life, regardless of what is happening in it, you become happy, you become content, you become full. And when you appreciate the present, you can do whatever you want with the present. You achieve full self-control. You don't have to run from the work anymore. You don't have to indulge in random pleasures. This is how you overcome yourself. This is how you self-transcend. And a big part of it is gratitude for the present. Genuinely having the ability, because it is an ability, it's a skill to feel positive thoughts for the present. And it cannot be explained. You have to genuinely feel this. And if there is one habit I've underestimated, it's what I'm about to give you right now. I want you for 15 minutes a day to either gratitude journal or just take a moment to be grateful for the present. So genuinely just sit down and be grateful that you're alive and that you're experiencing the present moment. And if you can do this 15 minutes every day, it becomes like a muscle. You become capable of doing it at any point in your life, which means that you can genuinely train yourself to be happy at any point in your life. Which is absolutely insane, but it works because I've done it. I can just tell myself I'm happy, and if I just think about it enough, I become happy. It's a skill. Happiness is a skill because it just things that happen in your brain, and you can make these things happen. It's in your control. Happiness is in your control, and it's just the ability to be grateful for the present. So do this practice with me right now. I want you to focus on the present first. So I want you to do this every day, but we're gonna do it together right now. So focus on the present right now. So focus on what you're seeing, not just the screen, but what you're seeing around in your room. Now focus on the sensations in your body. So everything you're touching, focus on the phone or the screen, focus on where you're sat, on your legs, on your arms, focus on the sensations. Now focus on your breath. What do you smell? Focus on the breath going through your lungs. And now just hear the environment, hear my voice, hear everything. And now you focus on the present. So you focus on all these sensations. Now you're focused on the present, you're immersed in the present. Now genuinely pause and appreciate it. No, pause the video right now. Pause the video and genuinely try to be grateful for your current life. Did you do it? Are you grateful? Do you feel this gratitude, this joy in your heart? And if you cannot do this, then you are the person who needs this the most urgently. This is the irony. The people who can easily do this, they don't need this practice that much because they can easily do it. But the people who don't do this, the people who are skeptical, the people who cannot feel this gratitude, the people who think this is some wow guru shit that doesn't help anybody, these are the people who need to genuinely develop this practice. So every day for 15 minutes, first tell yourself that pain and pleasure are equally valuable. And second, cultivate gratitude for the present. Practice the skill every day for 15 minutes. I promise you, it will change your life. And this is how you become a eudaimonic thinker. You find a purpose, you set it as a goal, you accept the pain and pleasure every day on your path as completely equal, and you become grateful for the present such that you appreciate your life all the time. And this is how you learn to enjoy progress, and when you enjoy progress, you achieve discipline. So thanks for watching. Join the community if you believe in a purposeful, in a disciplined life. If you want a community of men who are all about that, then join my community and you'll get, discipline tips. There's a course, there's videos, there's everything. In this community, you need to become disciplined and to live a purposeful life. A life where every day you wake up and you're proud of yourself, but not only are you proud of your actions, not only are you happy with your progress, but you're actually genuinely happy with life. So it's just not, it shouldn't feel bad. Yes, there is some pain. Pain is supposed to be felt, but in general, you should feel happy with it. And this is the fulfilled life. This is the purposeful life. So if you want a community which teaches that and promotes that and has young people who support that, then join my community. It's free. Thanks for watching this video. This was the second episode of the Self-Transcendence series. Next, we'll speak about identity and how to change that. Thanks for watching. Bye! Eudaimonia. I am injured. My leg hurts.